Hey, what's up, my YouTube fam? I'm back. This is Larry with the Best Credit Repair channel, and today we're going to be talking about how do you remove a bankruptcy. I'm going to give you step by step everything you need to know, all the steps included. When I'm missing no steps to how you want to remove a bankruptcy. All right, step by step. But first, I want to say thank you for all my new subscribers coming to the channel. This is the Best Credit Repair channel because I'm going to give it to you the way it is. I'm not going to give you no fluff. I'm not going to BS you. I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it because I want it. It's not about the clicks. It's about giving you information that you can use to improve your financial health. That's what it's all about on this channel, right? I am in my new office. A lot of y'all who do follow me, I purchased a franchise. So I'm not shooting videos in my home anymore. So I'm now in my little bitty office. You may ask me, well, what type of franchise? And everybody, I purchased a home appliance repair franchise. I'm excited about getting into it. A lot of work, but this credit thing has not the benefits, because I took care of my own credit, but learning this credit stuff and understanding how can I grow my wealth, how can I leverage my credit, has got me to the point where I want to go out and purchase a franchise so I can continue to grow my wealth. So, hey, I just want to tell everybody thank you, and I appreciate y'all for following me, but I'm going to be giving y'all real information, and I want to break this down in 5 videos because I want to give it to you all once so you can understand it step by step. So get your pens out, get your paper out. Now, I do have a master dispute package that has the bankruptcy, all the bankruptcy steps in it. Or you could just get, if you just say, you know what, the only thing is a bankruptcy, but I'm pretty sure you probably need the whole package if you got a bankruptcy. But if you just want the bankruptcy package, I have the bankruptcy package, and this is step by step. But if you're looking for the master dispute package, I do have the master dispute package. Shoot you an email. The email's in the description, and I'll post the email up. So let's get into it. So what are the first things you do? You filed a bankruptcy. Now, what I tell people is, don't try to remove it. You went down to the court, you just got your bankruptcy finalized, and then 2 weeks later you're trying to remove it. You're gonna have to wait a little while. You're gonna have to wait to that process because it is so new. You don't want to go too fast trying to get it removed, and then the credit bureaus, and you don't follow proper steps. Now the credit bureaus got a stamp that this was verified. So what I'll tell people to file bankruptcy is start building your credit report from the day. I filed back in 2013, and the day I left out of there, I started putting things on my credit report. I opened up a secure card. I went to Fingerhut. Got me an account at Fingerhut. Anybody that would give me credit to put payment history on there, I started from that first day that I filed bankruptcy. I ended up getting a car. It was a new used car, low mileage, a Volkswagen Passat. Interest rate was high. I had to take the hit. Interest rate was like 18%, but I wanted to put that because I wanted them reported on I got Gap on the car, so if something happened to it, I wouldn't owe them anything. And I started putting stuff on my credit report, and then I started putting cards on my credit report, so I just started doing all that stuff to start building. The worst mistake people make when they file bankruptcy is they almost wait till the bankruptcy is off to start building. You don't have to do that. You can start from the point you walk out of the courthouse to start building your credit. So let's get into it. Listen, the first I want to talk about people mistakes. The first thing the mistakes people make in removing bankruptcy is they're so anxious and they go straight to the credit bureaus and try to remove it. And they don't follow all the steps, or they don't know all the steps, and they get frustrated because they can't get it off. I'm going to give you the game, all the game today, right? All of the game on how to remove a bankruptcy. But those are some of the first mistakes. Do not dispute anything with that credit bureau until it is time to do it. And you will learn that in this, going through the steps. All right. You have to understand that this is a process. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time. but you have to be consistent and be patient. Because if you're not consistent and you're not patient, you're going to make a mistake and it's going to be very difficult for you to get it removed. So patience and consistency. So I'm going to read something to you. All these are on my notes, stuff that I wrote, and I don't want to miss anything. When trying to remove a bankruptcy, there are key mistakes common people make. We talked about that, right? Like disputing with the credit bureaus first. You don't want to do that. When consumers allow the credit bureaus to contact a third party bureau like LexisNexis. Like when you dispute, they're gonna go to the third party and they're gonna verify and they timestamped it. You don't want none of that process to happen. You don't want them doing any of that stuff, right? That's why you want to make sure you follow these steps. I'm gonna keep saying that. So the first thing you want to do is you do want to go to your third parties, right? You want to go to LexisNexis, LCI, American Resolution Solutions, ARC, CoreLogic, Stagestream. You want to go through all of them. You want to make sure that all your information, addresses and phone numbers are deleted. Remember, they use your phone number to attach to an account too. So any old phone numbers that are no longer your phone number, get out. I would recommend if you have that number that you filed the bankruptcy with, and you fell in love with that number, and that number, you've been having that number for 5-6 years, and it's attached to everything. Listen, all those accounts, you had to write down what was your phone number. And when you wrote that down, that stuff is being, when they report that, they're attaching the phone numbers to your account too. So my recommendation, get you a new phone number. I know some people don't want to, but I'm telling you, if it's me, I'm not gonna fall in love. I'm trying to get this bankruptcy off. I just have to give everybody my new number so I can get those old phone numbers that may be attached to all these negative accounts removed. So that's what you want to do. You want to go to the credit, you want to go to the third parties, you want to dispute, not freeze, dispute. Again, not freeze, dispute. If you go on LexisNexis or all these third parties, there's going to be a statement that say it does not stop somebody from seeing when somebody is using this third party service for maintenance. That's the key word, for maintenance of account. The credit bureaus are providing maintenance of those accounts, so they will have access to the information. Just read it. Quit letting people just tell you to freeze stuff. Go and read it. It doesn't say the credit bureaus cannot see it. It breaks it down and says that anybody that has any maintenance, and it talks about other areas, will not stop them from seeing this account. What it does stop from fraud. It tells you that from fraud. The credit bureaus are not trying to provide fraud. They're not trying to do fraud, right? That's what that. So just read it. I recommend y'all just to go read it, right? And it said when you see that sign, maintenance, is telling you that the credit bureau is still. So don't freeze it. Dispute. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go through. You're gonna order your LexisNexis report. You're gonna go through and you're gonna look at all the addresses and phone numbers that are associated on that account that are owed. You're going to dispute them. Now, you're definitely going to dispute the address that the bankruptcy is on. You're going to dispute all the different addresses. What I did is, I was kind of smart. When I did it, I used the P.O. box for my address. That's what I did. I said, hey, I don't have an address. This is my address. That's what I did, right? But in some places, some cases, you may not be able to do that. But that's what I did. But you definitely want to get those old addresses removed off your third party. Stagestream, LexisNexis, American Resolution, CoreLogic. You want to get all those moved and the phone numbers. Now, at first, you may dispute that and they may say it's verified. The key is you're going to come back and you're going to say, this is a method of verification. How did you verify these addresses and phone numbers to be accurate? Because they are inaccurate. I have not lived at these addresses. So if you have information in your possession or in your files, please send that information to me under section 609, because that's what 609 is saying. Any information you have on file, me, the consumer, have a right to see if you're using this information to verify the bankruptcy is mine. Right? So you say under section 609, I want to receive any information you have on file for this bankruptcy that is attaching or you use to verify this bankruptcy, or is attached to any accounts to say this bankruptcy is verified, to send it to me. How did you verify? Who did you talk to? You can say, I contacted the courts, and the bankruptcy courts told me that they do not report to third-party credit bureaus. So how did you verify this bankruptcy is accurate? When I sent that second method of verification, I got this bankruptcy has been deleted. Now, LexisNexis is smart. They actually put it in 2 spots on their report. Me and another creditor were going through it, and we seen where they had just a yes or no. It says, is there a bankruptcy? Yes or no. And it still had yes. They never flipped it to no. So you have to make sure that LexisNexis on every error, don't just get that letter and say, oh, they removed it. You need to make sure you re-get that report again, and you need to scan that whole report, because LexisNexis think they smart. They send you that letter saying they removed, but they didn't remove it from all sections. So make sure you look over the entire report. You get a new report, and you make sure you look and see if that's had all errors that says anything about bankruptcy has been removed or changed from yes to no. And if it's still yes, you need to go back and you need to send that page to them and say, you are still reporting that I had a bankruptcy, but you removed the bankruptcy, so you must change that to a no. Okay? So after you went through all the LexisNexis, you went through all of that, you got that stuff disputed, then you need to go to Pacer. And you need to set up an account. It's free. And you need to go in and you need to view that bankruptcy. You need to view it because there's information on there you need to see is accurate on your credit report. You're not doing anything with your credit report yet, but you want to have that information. So register for Pacer online accounts, which is the public access to court electronic documents to review bankruptcy, match information that is reporting on your credit report. Right? So after you do that, say you got all the addresses removed, you've opened up your Pacer account, you looked and reviewed, you wrote all the information that's showing on that bankruptcy, reference number, date it was filed, all that stuff you need to make sure. So again, you're going to need to pull your request from LexisNexis, LCI. Then when you pull, you're going to pull all 3 of your credit reports. You're not doing anything, really all 4. You're going to pull Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, Innovis. You're going to review your public records section. You're going to look for inaccurate bankruptcy reference numbers reporting, inaccurate file dating, and inaccurate bankruptcy chapter reporting. Meaning you filed a chapter 13, but they got a chapter 7. You filed in July, but they got August. So you need to look at all that information and see if that information is accurate. If the address associated with the bankruptcy is not current, the old address should be disputed and get removed. First dispute with LexisNexis to have it removed, then dispute with the credit bureaus to have it removed. So once you got all those addresses removed, phone numbers removed, only thing you're going to do is you're going to dispute those addresses. You're going to send in your current driver's license. This is my current address. These addresses are inaccurate. They are not reported on any other credit report. You need to have these addresses removed off your credit report. That's what you need to do, and be persistent. They come back and say it's verified again. Send a method of verification. How did you verify these addresses are accurate? What information do you have on file to say these addresses are accurate? These are not my addresses. They're not accurate. Now, you may have accounts that are linked to that address, but you have to be persistent. Say, this is not my address. Okay? All right. After you do that, you will. What will happen next is you will get a response from LexisNexis saying that I've already covered this, that everything is verified. I guess I'm moving fast and went through a method of verification. All right. What's next? So you've removed the addresses from LexisNexis. You removed the addresses, phone numbers from the big three or the big four credit bureaus. You removed phone numbers. You went into Pacer. You opened up the Pacer online. You looked at those accounts, the bankruptcy, to make sure the file date is correct, the reference number is correct. All the information that's reported on that bankruptcy is accurately reporting on your credit report. After you do that and you disputed the address and you got the addresses off of your credit report, all the credit reports, now you're going to go after, not the bankruptcy. Y'all thought I was going to say the bankruptcy. No. Now you're going to go after every single count that was included in that bankruptcy. So what are you going to do next is if those accounts are going to say included in the bankruptcy. You're going to start disputing those comments because you want to disassociate those accounts with the bankruptcy. So now you're going to start disputing those accounts that says included in the bankruptcy. You just say, I'm disputing this account. I am disputing the inaccurate comment that says this account was included in a bankruptcy. This account was not included in a bankruptcy. So you're going to do that with every one of those accounts. You're also going to look at those accounts to make sure all the other information is reported and accurate. Remember, this is a court document, right? So what you need to do, if there's balances wrong, if there's stuff wrong, reach out to the creditor. Reach out to each creditor and say, hey, I pulled my credit report and you're reporting late payments in this month and there was no late payments on that month, right? You need to fix this on my credit report because under Section 623, even though this is under bankruptcy, you still have an obligation to make sure you're reporting accurate information. So you got to tell them, because once you start spitting out that stuff, they're not trying to get sued for inaccuracies. So that's what you want to do. So you want to make sure you're disputing any inaccurate information with the original creditor. Man, skip the credit bureaus. You don't want them to timestamp any of that stuff as bankruptcy. I'm going straight to the creditors, right? And you're going to dispute that stuff. If the only thing you're going to dispute with the credit bureaus is the comment that says included in a bankruptcy, right? So now you're going through each one of the accounts, and now you're starting to see that they removed those included in bankruptcy. They're included in bankruptcy. You got these accounts where now it doesn't say included in a Chapter 7. It's not included in a Chapter 13. Remember, a Chapter 13 is say on your credit report for 7 years. A Chapter 7 would stay on your credit report for 10 years. It's a long time. You file a bankruptcy when you're 20 years old and it don't come off till 30. That's ridiculous, right? That is way too much punishment, right? So that's what you want to do. You want to start disputing the accounts and get that stuff removed off of your credit report. Once you get all of that stuff removed, right? Again, I'm gonna cover it. You disputed all the addresses with LexisNexis, Stagestream, any of those other third parties. You got them removed. Then you turned around, and once you got them all removed, you turned around and you disputed the addresses with the credit bureaus. You got them removed. You also opened up Pacer. You went to Pacer and registered online. You viewed the bankruptcy. You got all the information off the bankruptcy. You viewed your bankruptcy on your credit report to see if that information is accurate and mirrors what's happening on your Pacer account. You're still not going to dispute, right? You're going to go back after you did that. If you got the addresses, you're going to go back to every single one of your accounts. You're going to dispute the comments that say they're included in a bankruptcy. You're going to get those removed. Once you get those removed, then you're going to turn around and you're going to dispute the bankruptcy. Remember, you got a lot of stuff done. Now you're going to dispute the bankruptcy. One step that I did forget, you're also going to write a letter to the bankruptcy court that physically says that they do not report to third parties. The one thing I did miss, you're going to have to send a letter to your bankruptcy court to say, do y'all report to the credit bureaus or any third parties? They may not answer the first time. Send another certified letter the second time. You will get a letter back. I did it the first time, they didn't respond. I sent them another letter, and then they respond and say they do not report to credit bureaus. You have to get that, because you're going to have to use that information too when you're filing, when you're sending off to LexisNexis or any of the third parties, and you're going to use that same letter along with the letter you get from LexisNexis that you have removed that this account is not on third party. So you didn't verify with them, you didn't verify with the courts. And let me give you the kicker. There is a rule called the 90-37 rule, that in your bankruptcy, it doesn't even have your social security number. So they can't even verify the bankruptcy with your social security number. Look it up. It's called the Bankruptcy 3097 rule. So when you're disputing, you also got to say, how are you disputing it? Because this is not attached to my social security number. So all this information I have in my master dispute package or in my bankruptcy package. So if you have any questions, please email me, right? There's my email. And if you email me, you'll have my phone number. You can ask me any questions you want to. If you want to buy my master dispute package, you can get my filled with tons of information, man. Court cases. It's just not a bunch of cookie letter dispute letters. It's a lot of information. It's a knowledgeable, deep dive knowledge about credit, about strategies, and what you need to do. So if you have any questions, please hit me up, shoot me an email, and I will give you my number so you can reach out to me. And you can ask anybody that probably watch this video. I'm going to get back to you. May not be the next day because I get so many emails. I get phone calls. I have past people that I work with that still call me, ask me questions, about certain things. So if any of that, please hit me up. And hopefully this information helped you out. And I'm out.